We had not seen the movie Concussion previously. However, it was recommended to us by a mutual friend and the content seemed very interesting. The movie Concussion is based on the true story of Dr. Bennet Omalu discovering chronic traumatic encephalopathy, otherwise known as CTE. Mike Webster is a Hall of Fame football player. At 50 years old, he shows signs of extreme psychopathology. However, he dies from cardiac arrest. Omalu discovers this disease after a brain autopsy on Mike Webster. He also discovers that Webster died from a disease caused from repeated blows to the head, which is CTE, a disease commonly caused by playing football, a game that made the NFL one of the richest corporations in America. This caused one of the primary conflicts with the New York Times prints Dr. Omalu's research and findings on the front page, and in response to this, the NFL attempts to suppress his research.
CTE is a progressive and degenerative brain disease found in athletes, military, and others with a history of repeated brain trauma. It is caused by repetitive hits to the head, resulting in areas of the brain wasting away. It can occur in people as young as age 17, but usually appears later in life, ages 40 to 50. It affects mood and behavior, such as impulse control, aggression, depression, and paranoia, as well as thinking and memory, causing memory loss, confusion, impaired judgment, and progressive dementia. Two characters in the movie that had symptoms of CTE were Justin Strelczyk and Mike Webster. Both characters experienced changes in behavior. Strelczyk experienced emotional instability taking form in violence towards his wife and kids, as well as impaired judgment. Mike Webster experienced short-term memory loss as well as drug abuse, resulting in homelessness. However, the movie does not show Mike Webster or Justin Strelczyk with specific loss of motor control. There is no known treatment, but the prevention and reduction of head trauma and brain injury can stop the progression of CTE. Coaches can better understand the signs and symptoms of concussions and take the proper protocol to ensure the safety of the players. Sport-specific helmets can help prevent concussions but cannot eliminate the overall occurrence.
Overall, the movie depicted many of the symptoms common to CTE. This is present in Mike Webster's substance abuse to turpentine and his short-term memory loss. We also see Justin Strelczyk's emotional instability and his suicide in the head-on collision. The subject matter is also depicted seriously through portrayal of emotional side effects on sufferers of CTE and their families. An example of this would be Justin Strelczyk's family. We see that his wife and children are emotionally traumatized by his violent tendencies. Dr. Omalu's relationship with his wife Prima provides lighter touches and moments as well. We get to watch their relationship blossom from the moment they meet throughout their married life. The first most important scene is when Strelczyk drives to meet Mike Webster. The two recognize that they have very odd mental behavior and they're very concerned. This scene accurately introduces the symptoms of CTE. Second, and most importantly in my opinion, is a scene with Dr. Omalu when he demonstrates the anatomy of the human brain. Unlike woodpeckers whose tongues are wrapped around their brain, their skull and brains can sustain tremendous shock. Humans, however, are not built this way. Omalu demonstrates a model of the brain floating in a mason jar. There is no shock absorption for the brain when coming into contact with the skull. It's simply floating in fluid. This is important because it introduces, in simple terms, the primary cause of CTE.
The movie helps to educate the public on real examples of CTE and how playing football put these players at a greater risk for brain damage without their knowledge. Concussion brings to light the dismissal of CTE as a realistic issue that affects many players. By raising awareness of the risks associated with contact sports, the movie can help to inform and prevent future head and brain trauma.
Concussion taught the value of understanding the anatomy of the human brain and why it's crucial to protect it from continual blows to the head. Overall, this movie was excellent. It had great acting, writing, and a soundtrack that was very suspenseful. Will Smith played the role of Dr. Omalu, and he did it very well. I would highly recommend this film to anyone interested in the science behind this and the risk involved in football, especially individuals who are interested in playing football. This is something to consider for their health and their family's well-being.
Lastly, we recommend the movie Iron Man 3 to be added to the psychology watch list. After saving New York from destruction, Tony Stark, the main character, is plagued with insomnia and struggles to balance his new superhero persona as well as his billionaire lifestyle and his relationships. The movie also expresses anxiety and PTSD and is an awesome movie for psychology students to watch.